Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
Welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for a spirited and lighthearted discussion on whatever the moral or theme of their story is. This week's going to be a little different, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to do a little round table like we did last season, where we do 7 rounds. Each person gets a turn, and we make up a story as we go, and we kind of talk about it as we go.
So it's really not that different if we've done it before. Twice.
But it's new to people that haven't heard
Oh, okay.
Different. Every episode is somebody's first, Amanda.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true.
You should always look at it from
We're taking somebody's smirk virginity right now.
Right. And we should note at the top of the show, next week we will not be here because there's a lot going on. I'm going to be at C2E2, so if you want to go to C2E2, come out and check that out if you're in the Chicago area. But
oh my, what a coincidence. I'm going to be at C2E2.
What? Amanda, you're going to be at C2E2?
What a coincidence. I don't know. It's like $75 for a 3-day pass. I didn't apply for press.
Zach and I will be at C2E2, and you never know, Amanda might be there too. So you're more than welcome to come, email us at smirk at, what is our email? smirkpodcast@gmail.com, and maybe come out if you're going to be in the area. We'll catch up. So we're not going to have an episode next week, so that's why we're doing it kind of a little looser this week. And we're going to take full advantage of our
free sound effects,
our ambiance that Zach has in his background.
There's some birds out there looking to get some action. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to lead our story off, and it's going to be centered around, it's going to start with anyway, birds. Huh? I have no idea what this means, but basically our story is completely new, fresh. Every line can change that. We're going to go round robin. We'll start with myself.
Good.
And then
Thank you.
Zach, and then Amanda?
Yeah, that's fine.
So that means it'll end on you. The story finalizes
on
you.
I'm not very good at the final lines, but we'll make it work. All
right. 7 rounds. You guys good with this? Are you excited?
Are you going to keep track of the rounds? Because I'm not very good at this whole counting.
We'll see how bad your final line is. I might
add another one.
Oh, goody. It's 8 now.
But then it would go back to me again.
Oh, that's a good point.
So 21 sentences.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
Look at your math.
We'll see what. 7 times 3. That's hard for you?
No, but people now, there's probably some Gen Zers who are listening to this and are like, wow, Zach is so attractive. He did that without a calculator.
Wow.
Or maybe you did use a calculator. I don't know.
No, I don't use a calculator. I don't remember how to use a calculator, I don't think.
You don't know how to use a calculator?
My mom wouldn't let me.
I never needed it.
What? Your mom wouldn't let you use a calculator?
She would not. Nope.
Wow.
It's cheating.
Yep. That's what she looked at it as.
It's amazing. When I was in school, for elementary, middle, and high school, you couldn't use a calculator. But then when you were in college, you were obligated. You had to spend $300 on a calculator.
I've seen 4th graders using calculators. I'm like, how do you learn basic math if you're just typing it somewhere?
They don't. They don't have to do the multiplication table thing and where they give you the thing.
Let's just make the whole episode about this because this is fundamentally where our country is headed.
Education.
People
it's an episode on
cannot
education.
Count anymore. I see people counting on their fingers to get to 8. What? You don't need fingers to get to 8. You should be able to do that in your head.
Also, I hope you don't lose any fingers because then you're really going to be screwed.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
True.
I can only get to 6, Jim. I can only get to 6. I got 3 nubs. That's that's fractions.
Yeah, now I got 7, 8.5 or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my goodness. All right. So you guys ready to try this?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
If this is your first episode of Smirk, listen to the rest of them because they're better.
They're a little different.
This is more of a loosey-goosey. Is that a saying still?
I think it is.
Amongst your generation, yes.
I think he just called you old.
I think you did. And that's, that's an ageist statement. All right. Let's get around the campfire. Time for story.
You stole that.
I didn't. That's plagiarism. Okay, how do I start it off? And it has to start with birds.
The birds are chirping.
No, see, Okay. What was that? Really?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, that's why she doesn't get to start.
Okay, here we go. Oh, look, we got sound effects coming. Here we go.
Setting the mood, baby.
See, this is what people don't understand about podcasting. Sometimes you have to make the best of a bad situation. If you're gathered around and you're going to do a podcast session and you have birds that won't stop humping, make the best of it.
Yeah. I just hate that I have to watch all of them hump.
Or
But
do
know what?
you hate it?
We have
I don't hate it that much.
maybe we could make this a YouTube video
This
as well.
is the most action Zach has seen in like a year.
This is getting
Wow.
very uncomfortable. All right, here's first line. Ready? Me, Zach, Amanda. Here we go.
Okay. Got it. Chirp, chirp.
Jake stepped out of the supermarket and noticed all of the birds along the power line.
Gathered in a murder the size unimaginable, the crows seemed to watch him.
In a murder?
It's a grouping of crows.
Wow.
It's a murder of crows.
You don't get to make
See
fun
that
of people
Cuba
that
Gooding
can.
Jr. movie?
Oh, that's funny. That's really dark and twisted.
And just so
That makes sense.
everybody's aware, we'll goof around for the first part, and then you'll hear the whole story in complete
Together.
cohesive nature later.
One of them was eating a dead corpse on the ground in front of the supermarket.
Ew.
They do that though, don't they?
I don't know. I don't hang
I
out
don't know
with...
if I've ever seen a crow eat a
They
body.
do.
Hey,
They eat.
this is our
gross stuff.
story, so they do in this one.
Yeah, they do in my story, Zachary.
All right. Suddenly, this is round two. Fight.
Yeah. I don't know how we get to 7 rounds on this.
Suddenly, the corpse got up.
Ooh.
John, being a smart guy,
I think it was Jake.
Wasted no
I think it was
time.
Jake.
Jake, whatever. He doesn't matter to me. Being a smart guy, did not waste any time as he ran back into the supermarket.
Well, say his name all because I got to put this all together
Jake.
later.
Jake!
What did he do?
Jake, being a smart guy, wasted no time in turning around and running back into the supermarket.
Leaving his girlfriend behind as
Wow.
the zombie approached her.
Oh, all right. I like where this is going.
Jeez.
The zombie bit Sheila on the back of her thigh.
Oh, Sheila.
I hate Sheila.
As the zombie rose, he lifted a hand and pointed a finger towards the supermarket as the murder of crows flew towards the building.
Ooh, like Babe Ruth calling a home run.
I also was like, where is his finger going?
I don't. Wow, why do you make it weird?
He was on the ground and he just
Every
bit the
time
back
with
of her
you.
thigh. And I was like, where is this going?
And now he's like a White Walker. He's
I-
signaling, go.
Yeah, he's got command over the carrion birds. or
I like
whatever.
this. They're carrying, yeah, like they're carrying the zombie disease. I like this. Mm.
Dead silence.
I was going to say one flew into the cuckoo's nest, but that doesn't work.
Oh my God,
I was trying to keep it very Hitchcockian, okay?
that's not Hitchcock.
No, you're right, it is. Oh, you messed up.
Whoa. Escalated.
The murder of crows approached the supermarket doors.
That's a sentence.
No, I'm trying to think of what the word
Was there a
is.
period or a comma or a question mark?
There's a comma
Semicolon, maybe?
because they basically do something to the sensor, like the sensor opens the door, but their presence.
Trip the sensor.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's try it again.
Oh, there you go. They're spies.
The murder of crows approached the supermarket door, tripping the sensor and allowing them entry.
Jake, having just watched his girlfriend Sheila, who he wanted to leave anyway, go down, runs around the supermarket trying to avoid the murder of crows.
Oof. It's tough. Now we're in the supermarket. He's running around.
There's a zombie outside. There's crows inside. What's Jake
Right.
gonna do?
Jake is a survivor, so he grabs the nearest child he can and shoves him to the ground as a distraction.
Oh my god.
I like Jake. He's a rebel. Thinking
Jake's
outside the
looking out for
box.
He's looking out for number one.
The child gets up and follows Jake, being that they're 8 years old.
There?
Being
Yeah.
that they are?
Oh, well, It would just be one kid, right?
Well, I don't know what the gender
Are there
is.
twins here now? I don't know what just happened.
I don't know what the gender is.
No,
he just said child.
You said they.
It's the wrong episode for this debate, everyone.
Let's talk about gender fluidity. So what happened? The kid got up?
The kid got up and the kid followed Jake and is bringing the crows with him. Or her.
As Jake looked at the child, he realized the child is now a zombie as well. So Jake ran out the front door, deciding that the zombie was a lesser threat than the crows.
But this zombie isn't your typical zombie and had been waiting to ambush Jake. And as Jake ran out the door, the zombie lurched forward.
And that feels like a very typical zombie, actually.
I don't think zombies ambush.
I don't think they lurch either.
Nor do they point at stores and direct flocks of birds.
I mean, you don't know. You haven't seen a zombie in real life. We don't know what they do.
We do know. We just wrote this up. So we just created our own. It's a different kind of zombie. This is different.
He's got the powers I give him. I am God.
With Sheila's thigh in his mouth.
It's weird that he didn't chew.
Maybe he's chewing right now.
Tender. It's like gum.
Chewing Sheila's thigh in his mouth, the zombie ran towards Jake and threw the thigh at his head to knock him down.
So he's chewing at it, and then he takes it out of his mouth
and throws it at him. He's using it as a weapon.
Spit on this dude.
So you get a zombie that can control birds and stuff, and you want him throwing pieces of people at him.
I think it would be funny if he just was like, I'll give this back later.
Okay. This is round 6, so we only have 2 left. Where's it going to go? So Jake just got a piece of meat thrown at him. And did it knock him down? Is that what you said?
It did, yeah. He hit his head and he went down. She's got a beefy thigh.
Thick thighs. 2 C's.
The zombie began approaching Jake. As he held Sheila in his arms, he snapped her neck to ensure that she wouldn't get up again.
The zombie did this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as he approached, Jake looked up and saw this was his father.
Oh my God. What a twist. His father slowly approached and put one foot on Jake's chest and leaned in to whisper some final words.
I have to pick the words, don't I?
Oh boy. Why did you
That's
do
how
this?
the sentence ends.
This is going to be so bad.
We got one more round.
You were never my favorite child anyway.
Damn.
Wow,
I got bold.
salt in the wound.
Hmm.
It's tough. You gotta set it up for the ending.
Yeah, I got set up for the ending.
Does Jake make a redemption?
What does he need to be redeemed? He was just trying to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, now he's got to redeem himself to his father who doesn't care about him.
Why would he care?
As the crows flew back out of the supermarket upon command, and the zombie, a.k.a. Jake's dad, looked down upon him, Jake remembered the pocket knife his dad gave him was nestled comfortably in his boot as he placed his hand on it.
Get it, Jake.
But Jake's father is no fool, and he commanded the crows to rip off Jake's fingers as he tried to reach to the boot.
Close it out, Amanda.
This is the last one.
That's the last one. I got a feeling Jake's
Yeah.
not getting out of this bad boy.
He's got no fingers.
Unless you can,
He can't count.
you can decide who lives or dies. It's on you.
With the swelling of supermarket music, Jake stands up, crows eating his fingers, and bites his father's neck off. Like,
Wow. Got a sudden rush of adrenaline.
Yep.
Is that it?
I guess.
Lame.
I don't know what to
Jake
do.
die.
Hey, it's our story. Do you want one more round or do you want to end
You
it
guys
there?
can. Well, I'm still going to
You
have to.
said 7.
Okay. All right. That's
Do you want
the
me
end.
to do
So,
something
that's the
different?
story.
Nope.
No, you can't give an alternate ending.
Do you want
this
me
isn't
to-
I Am Legend.
No, we want listeners. If you got a better ending, let's see
I
what they
feel
come
like
up
there
with.
is definitely a better ending.
Hey, you can add more onto your sentence. if
Okay,
you
let
want.
me think.
Bites his neck off. Anything else?
Comma, semicolon, ellipses.
Okay, so he bites his neck off. Really gets in there.
Spits it back in his face. Says, joke's on you. Mom told me I wasn't yours anyway.
That would actually be really funny. I might steal that. I was going to say that he looks at him and tells him he never wanted him as a father anyway, but I like that. I'm going to steal that.
Okay.
Joke's on you.
No, you got to see the whole thing.
Oh, I've got to say the whole
But
thing.
I would throw in spits his neck in his face.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I say? Where did I start off at? I don't even remember. It's a very long sentence.
With crows eating his fingers.
It is a long sentence.
With crows eating his fingers, Jake gets a sudden rush of adrenaline and stands up to his father, takes one good bite out of his neck, spits it in his face, and tells him, "Joke's on you. Mom said I wasn't yours anyway."
Say it with some pizzazz, man.
I'm sorry. Okay, hold on.
It's his final words, Amanda.
Ah, this is like the
Sell it.
last thing he can say.
I didn't realize I was a voice actor.
Obviously.
Ooh.
Joke's on you. Mom said I wasn't yours anyway.
Nailed it.
That's it. There we go.
Nailed it. And now
Done.
listeners can decide if he lives or zombie dad lives.
Maybe he turns into a zombie. Can you turn it into a zombie from eating a zombie? You are what you eat?
Maybe. Maybe. I'm glad those crows are still going too, by the way. I'm glad we
Yeah.
queued up those sound effects. That's pretty good.
Well, it's creepy.
High quality here at the Smirk headquarters.
Close call. I think you almost said a different podcast name.
So many, I don't know what to do anymore. Is there any discussion you can gather from that except for
What would you do if you were in the situation at the very beginning when crows are starting to run at you? Would you run away or would you try to, like, I don't know, swing your arms around?
we've had this. The answer is always run away. Whenever anything looks like a horror movie you've seen before, get out. Leave.
Would you leave Sheila?
Yes.
Bye, Sheila.
I would have left Sheila before this. Sheila just seems like a wench. I don't like her.
I don't know anything about Sheila.
She didn't.
I just know
she didn't
she's
even
not
talk.
alive.
I just know. She's missing a whole leg now.
Damn it, Sheila.
It's turned into like KFC in this bitch
Wait, what?
because he was eating her thigh.
Oh
and
my
you
God.
can eat thigh.
Like chicken thigh.
Yeah.
Oh, I eat thigh. But they
Do
ain't
you?
got to be dead.
Do like gatherings of
Ew.
birds like freak you guys out? Ever?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Really? Not
They're
at all?
cool. Yeah. If I could have a murder of crows just follow me as I roamed, that'd be pretty dope.
I really feel like we should have expanded on that idea because that was a really cool idea.
The murder of crow.
Yeah.
I think you did the zombie, didn't you?
Sorry, I needed something. It was my fault.
Jerk. You just had to go zombies.
I just like the idea of like
The
the birds.
second, the follow-up story can be about what happens to the murder of crows because we
Right, as-
left them very open. They
The
just
transfer
don't
of power goes to Jake.
Mm.
and then
Now he controls the crows.
And because they spread the zombie virus.
yeah, and
Not Jake.
they can be following him around like you wish they would follow you around.
Yeah. I want to be Jake now.
I don't
Shame
know,
you
man.
tried to kill that kid.
Jake is real single though, like he's not getting any right now. So do you want that life?
I'm pretty sure if I had a murder of crows, I could get shit done.
And you could be controlling the world, honestly, because you could run for president if you had an opponent, like you'd be doing a debate, and then this guy's like stomping you on the stage, and you're like, no, and then bam, a murder of crows just comes out and eats him right there on the
I
stage.
feel like people would figure it out. Like,
no, I'd just be like, weird. Why does this keep happening whenever Jake's on stage? His opponent like gets eaten by crows. It's just so weird.
there's nobody left to
pretty
run
nutty.
against Jake.
Well, then you'll win.
That's true.
I'm a big fan of this idea.
Concrete victory.
I really think this could go somewhere.
This power of the crows.
Ooh, it would
Oh,
also
yeah.
be really cool if he could like separate the murder of crows into like different groups, like you two here, you three here, and he could get so much done with one murder of crows.
You just
Yeah.
learned that today, and now you're using it in
I
every
am.
sentence. You know that, right?
It also
Murder.
sounds kind of cool. Like I feel like crows should be murdering because they are a murderer when together.
Yeah, it sounds much cooler than a gaggle of geese.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I hate birds, man. I had starlings last year at my house.
They're the worst.
They are the worst. They are dirty sons of bitches, and they just like won't leave, and they start targeting you. Because I actually at one point ripped their nest out. This is a true story. Ripped their nest out. So this story is truth. And when I ripped their nest out, they started targeting me. Like I would go out to the mailbox, and they would be dive bombing me. It
What
was
is a
insane.
starling?
It's a bird that eats just they carry parasites and they just eat garbage. And they're just
They like
awful
to
birds.
nest in people's homes because there's like good nesting area there.
Gutters and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Yeah. Overhangs. That's what they did.
I wonder what a gathering of starlings is called.
Bitches. Bunch of bitches. That's what they call it.
Should we discuss what the moral of this story is?
Is it truth or fiction?
Most likely fiction. The moral is no one goes
No,
to
you guys
don't
have to
go
make
the
a real
supermarket.
moral.
Don't go to the supermarket.
And never just do shipped.
Yeah.
Use Amazon Prime now.
Nobody has to do grocery stores anymore. Why? What the hell?
Okay. All
Brick and mortar? Who's that?
That's your moral. Zach, what's your moral?
Next time, grab a second kid to throw down.
A second kid would have gotten away. So I get it. Look.
Yeah.
The kid's not going to live on its own. I mean, like, you got crows attacking people. You got zombies. Those kids are doomed. Why not use them as bait? Walking Dead, I say this every time. Throw them in, like, it's basically a zombie grenade. You just throw it in the middle. They all come around, and then you can kill them all that way.
Yeah.
And you don't have
It's a smart play.
You win twice because you don't have those zombies following you anymore, and you also don't have to lug around that frickin' machine that keeps drawing them away.
And costs a lot of money because you have to get diapers. Eventually, you're going to run out of diapers. What do they do when they run out of diapers and they have a child in a zombie
You
apocalypse?
drag their ass along the grass.
8 yeast infections this month.
You make the person you like least carry around the baby. That's what happens.
There you go.
We have some very forward-thinking zombies in this episode,
Scenario.
though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So they'd probably figure it out.
Well, here you go. Now you can hear the entire story told back to front, closed up, and it actually probably makes a little bit more sense, I think.
Back to front?
What's the title for this?
Front
what are
to
we calling
back?
it?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
A Murder of Crows.
A Murder of Crows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Done. All right, here's the actual full story, A Murder of Crows. Jake stepped out of the supermarket and noticed all of the birds along the power line.
Gathered in a murder the size unmanageable, the crows seemed to watch him.
One of them was eating a dead corpse on the ground in front of the supermarket.
Suddenly, the corpse got up.
Jake, being a smart guy, wasted no time in turning around and running back into the supermarket.
Leaving his girlfriend behind as the zombie approached her.
The zombie bit Sheila on the back of her thigh.
As the zombie rose, he lifted a hand and pointed a finger towards the supermarket as the murder of crows flew towards the building.
The murder of crows approached the supermarket door, tripping the sensor and allowing them entry.
Jake, having just watched his girlfriend Sheila, who he wanted to leave anyway, go down, runs around the supermarket trying to avoid the murder of crows.
Jake is a survivor, so he grabs the nearest child he can and shoves him to the ground as a distraction.
The child gets up and follows Jake, being that they're 8 years old.
As Jake looked at the child, he realized the child is now a zombie as well. So Jake ran out the front door, deciding that the zombie was a lesser threat than the crows.
But this zombie isn't your typical zombie and had been waiting to ambush Jake. And as Jake ran out the door, the zombie lurched forward.
Chewing Sheila's thigh in his mouth, the zombie ran towards Jake and threw the thigh at his head to knock him down.
The zombie began approaching Jake. As he held Sheila in his arms, he snapped her neck to ensure that she wouldn't get up again. And as he approached, Jake looked up and saw this was his father.
His father slowly approached and put one foot on Jake's chest and leaned in to whisper some final words.
You were never my favorite child anyway.
As the crows flew back out of the supermarket upon command, and the zombie, a.k.a. Jake's dad, looked down upon him, Jake remembered the pocket knife his dad gave him was nestled comfortably in his boot as he placed his hand on it.
But Jake's father is no fool, and he commanded the crows to rip off Jake's fingers as he tried to reach to the boot.
With Crows eating his fingers, Jake gets a sudden rush of adrenaline and stands up to his father, takes one good bite out of his neck, spits it in his face, and tells him, "Joke's on you. Mom said I wasn't yours anyway."
Nailed it.
That's it. There we go.
Nailed it. All right, that's going to do it for Smirk. Remember, we won't have an episode next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a last minute kind of threw it together deal, so I really hope you enjoyed it.
We should say we did have real stories prepared.
Yeah, we had real stories. We just had, technical
We improvised.
issues. Yeah, so we had to improvise. But I hope you enjoyed it. We didn't want to leave you with nothing this week. But next week, we definitely won't have one because we're going to be unavailable. So
We didn't
we'll be
want to
back the week after.
We didn't want to leave you empty this week, but we'll leave you empty next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does make
T2.
sense when you think about it. We kind of screwed them.
Look,
right?
we're busy people. We got stuff to do.
As long as we're telling people, I think it's okay. So we'll be back on April 1st, which is a great time to come back. April Fool's Day.
Joke's on you. Will we come back?
Oh,
Can't wait until it's the most serious story we've ever told.
Right.
So it's definitely a Zach story.
Yeah, sure.
I think I am up. Better up.
All right. Well, as our little show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss on Smirk. If you'd like the chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. I know we have a couple that are being sent in, so get those in, and we'll have those ready for the show. Join the conversation by joining our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter @Smirk Podcast, and be sure to use the show with hashtag Smirk. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe on your podcast app of choice and check out our website @smirkpodcast.com. Remember, next week we will be gone. We'll be back on April 1st.
Maybe.
Don't tell people that. Remember?
Well, it's April 1st.
Yeah, but see, then if it comes out, because it always comes out on Monday, but if it comes out at Monday like 10 a.m. and maybe they check it like 8 a.m., they think we canceled and they unsubscribe.
Well, let's make sure it's out before 10 a.m. then.
What is this let's thing?
Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork.
Fine, we'll be back.
Exactly. We'll be back on April 1st. It's April Fool's Day, so sometime throughout the day.
Yes.
I really hope somebody writes an April 1st, April Fool's Day story.
I mean, we are the ones who
too
write the
obvious.
stories, so
Too obvious. Can't do it.
Like, seriously, you can do it.
I think he's
I think,
telling you to do it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do it then. I'm going to write an entire story
You are the holiday
that's
man.
somehow April Fool's
Yeah,
Day.
you are the holiday guy.
All right, take us out, somebody.
As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
And a murder of crows.
What is wrong with you?
I kind of just like the name of them. I like Zach's
She does.
caca.
You've literally said it 47 times, I think.
Thank you.
Literally 47.
Literally. I actually think
Can we
literally.
stop? She complimented me.
Wait, what?
I have a good caca.